here in the Ingo stage, or on the Ingo stage, perhaps I should say, and I absolutely love the title of this. I think it's a very relevant adjustment of the phrase that we've heard before, but integrate or die. Now, there was a question about this asked earlier on the stage, I think it was the 11 o'clock session, where the question that was posed to the panel members was, is it better to do a one-stop shop, or are you better actually taking multiple best-in-class tools and piecing them together? And I think we're going to get a real depth of answer to this in this session here. I'm going to hand over straight away. Before I do, actually, reminder, please scan the QR code so that you can get your questions in. But I'm going to hand over now to John Tupper. John is the UK MD at Eventscase. John, over to you.
Thanks, Vanessa. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming to our session today. As Vanessa said, my name is John Tupper. I'm the Managing Director at Eventscase. Huge apologies if you were expecting my CEO and co-founder of Eventscase, Jose Bort. He had to get onto a flight to go back to Spain and stitched me up at the very last minute to take over. So apologies for reading some of this. Like I said, it was very last minute. So my name's John Tupper. This is Ismael. Ismael will be talking mostly about the integrations. It's my job to compare and talk a little bit about a joint venture that we've been working on together. So before we actually jump into the talk about the integrations, for those of you that don't know about Eventscase, we are a comprehensive event management platform that works end-to-end in all areas. So we're modular by nature, which means that we have clients that will take just an event app, we have clients that will take just our registration and ticketing platform, but all of the products that we offer, which include website builders, one-to-one meeting schedulers, badge printing, digital venues, like I said, the whole shebang. Every product works dynamically with each other and shares content across the different modules that we offer. So, is my clicker working? Here we go. Come on, clicker. Okay, so I'm so sorry. This is absolutely throwing me. Okay, so I'm going to properly introduce you now. I think it's probably time to do that. So this is a hell of an introduction as well. So this is Ismael Vargas. Ismael is a wizard in the field of growth strategies, skilled in scaling, automating and enhancing customer acquisitions and conversations. Bridges marketing and business with technical teams through agile methodologies, embodying a high degree of empathy, which is always good, and communication and organization. So currently, Ismael serves as the Senior Growth and Analysis at Startup Valencia. So you've been, I believe, 2 years within Startup Valencia and has been instrumental in those 2 years. Your expertise is in digital marketing, data analysis, process automation, and I'm told you are a master of tools like Google Analytics, which is a very good skill to have. Your commitment to innovation and excellence, I feel like this is an award ceremony. Your commitment to innovation and excellence in digital marketing makes you an invaluable asset to our session today, so thank you again for being here. What an introduction. So, before we go into the ins and outs of the integrations, I'd first like to share some key facts about the Valencia Digital Summit, or VDS. So it's an event that serves as a beacon for innovation. You can imagine it as a Spanish version of ETL. So the prestigious event brought together over 12,000 attendees, featured more than 600 speakers, and engaged over 600 investors. The summit acted as a foundation for over 1,500 startups, catalyzing growth and fostering an ecosystem of innovation. So, Ismael, sorry for making you stand there for so long. Tell us about yourself, tell us about your role at Startup Valencia, and give us an overview and maybe talk about some of the key features.
Yes, thank you so much, everybody, for being here. And I'm Ismael. I have a degree in economics and I like statistics a lot, and I learned about how to grow business in the digital marketing areas. And I started working in a financial community and I understood the importance of automate processes, and I started automating the data reports weekly, the weekly data reports, and I love that. So I started a master in a postgraduate in data analytics, in digital analytics, and then I decided to change my work, and I'm being responsible of the digital analytics area from many marketing agencies in Spain. So once this happened, I started to work in Startup Valencia. Now I am working now in Startup Valencia as senior growth analyst, and my functions mainly are to organize the tech, the tech of the association, the website, the integrations with our CRM to send communications to our customers and to our database. And the main work I have is to organize the technical area of the Valencia Digital Summit, the BDS. So as you see, BDS is one of the largest events in Spain, tech and innovation events in Spain. And you can imagine that organize more than 600 speakers, more than 200 events in the same event, the sessions. It's very, very difficult, and we have to attend. We have more than 12,000 attendees, and it's very difficult to make it possible without a platform like Eventscase. So we were working with other platforms from the past editions, and this edition we decided to work with Eventscase. Before deciding Eventscase, I was reaching more than 15 other platforms, and we decided to work with Eventscase because it's a very flexible tool that allows us to connect the data from attendees to via Zapier, to ActiveCampaign, to our CRM, and as we see, I will explain you how we integrate all this information, all this data from attendees, sponsors, exhibitors, etc., with the agenda, with the app of the Eventscase app, and with our CRM. So this is my mainly work, and in a few minutes, you will see how it works, and the diagrams we draw before starting the integrations to automate as much as possible the event and the technical area.
Great, thank you. So many moving parts to these types of events, right? I mean, if you can imagine all the stages, the speakers, the sessions, the exhibitors, so much data, and that's why the integrations and the subject that we're talking about, we think is so important. So obviously we're proud to say that we were the successful partner chosen by Startup Valencia. Our technologies were, fair to say, at the heart of this event. Our event app has been instrumental in allowing attendees to connect with each other, facilitate that networking piece, which obviously is so important. Keeping people up to date with the latest happenings of the event. We also did our on-site solution in terms of badge printing, right? So it's the first experience you have in an event. You're turning up, you're at the accreditation area. You need it to be super smooth. So really happy to say that our badge printing solution, based on thermal technologies, works really well for you guys. Our registration system, obviously a cornerstone of the event, handling an influx of thousands of sign-ups. So reliability is super important in that area, and the scalability as well. So very happy that our system worked well for you. And incorporating our one-to-one networking tools, we fostered those meaningful connections at an event and made sure that every handshake, be it in person or virtual, was created meaningful outcomes. So an event of this scale is not going to come without challenges, I think it's fair to say. So Ismael, what were the main challenges that you faced?
Yes, we have a lot of challenges because it's a large event, and the main challenge is to manage the access of all the attendees, and we have two private areas, and we have to manage the people who came to the event and give to each one their own badge in the quickly way as possible, and we need to print the correct data. It's very important for us. So one of the reasons we decided to Eventscase is because they have, as I will see in the other slide, they have all the platform all in one. They have only one platform, so the people registers in the custom forms of Eventscase, and they get automatically their QR with the name, with the company name, etc. So it's very easy for us to manage with Eventscase. So we have to automate and segmentate the user flow from the registration form to our database. And we have custom forms with custom fields because it's very important for us to segmentate and to ask people the sector, the technologies, or the role, the company type they are. And it makes easy the way to do the matchmaking and the one-on-one meetings and to find other people with similar interest in the app. So we can send communications through email and through push notifications, and the app is it's very interesting because people can attend meetings. They have the QR, they have the lead scanning, as we can see in this event. The exhibitors can manage their area, etc. So we are very happy with that. And as you said, John, the check-in app, the badges, the printers, and the control access is very fine. It works really good, and it was very quick. People can access in a few seconds into the event. So it was very important for us. And the networking facilities and the other challenge or the other technical challenge we had is to manage, as you can imagine, more than 200 events. It's very difficult for us to manage that, and the ability the Eventscase has an open API, and we can connect Airtable with Eventscase in real time, and we can show all the information of the agenda and speakers in real time in the app, in our website, because it's a custom website, and in the screens into the event. So it's very interesting, this point and this flexibility we have with Eventscase.
Great, thank you. I did have a next question of how the technology has helped overcome these challenges. I think you've touched on a few points there of how the technology is instrumental in that. Did you have any other comments around how specifically the technology has helped you?
Yes, if you pass to the slide, please. We have the portion of the help from Eventscase. They cover all these needs, all these needs we have, and Eventscase is connected with Zapier because they are partners of Zapier, and this allows us to send information to Airtable to manage the agenda, and to ActiveCampaign to manage the CRM and send notifications. So Eventscase allows us to make possible the registration form, the ticketing, and the QR without errors, without any issue, and it's very important for every event. We can use custom fields, categories, and segmentation for networking, because I have a visitor badge, but we work with near 10 badges because we love to make possible that people see if one is an investor, or it's a corporate, or it's a startup, it's a general attendee, and for us it's very important. And manage 10 batches are very difficult, and with Eventscase it was possible. And we have to manage the sponsors, speakers, the agenda, and the check-in app, as I said before. So I'm going to explain the two user flows, and we have the easiest user flow and the normal user flow that have every event is the attendees. Okay, so attendees arrive to our website, they complete the registration form, and automatically they get access to the app with their QR, and when they arrive to the event, they can print very quickly their badge, right?
So just a note on that, less than 1 second is always the goal for Eventscase. You know, we talked about that first impression that you guys have when you go to a big event like this. The last thing you want to do is queue. You know, so it's really important to have that seamless, quick entry into the event.
Yes, because near 2,000 people arrive at the same moment. So it's very important for us to manage all these entrance for people, and it has to be very, very quick. And with these printers, with thermical technology, I think it's very, very fast. So we are very happy with that. And the quality of the batch is a very good quality. And between this process, between this user flow, I start working here, connecting all the data from the forms of the customers, of the users, and I send this information to ActiveCampaign. And what things allows ActiveCampaign for us? Very easy is to send emails to the segment audience we have in the correct moment with the correct information. For example, we don't send the same information to a speaker or to a sponsor or to a general attendee. So it allows us to send all the campaigns we want. And not only before the event, if not, we can send it after the event. So it's very important for us to manage our database, and our database is increasing each year, adding value to our business. So it's a very, very important thing for us to have in real time all this process automated. And we have other flow. This is a bit more complex. I will try to explain it as well. So we have the speakers flow. Speakers registers in the Eventscase form in our website, and Eventscase allows us to ask the speakers a lot of information, the custom fields. For example, we can ask the picture, the headshot profile, their interest, their short bio, their LinkedIn link, etc. So all this information is stored in the app, in the QR, and in the badge, as the same that happened with attendees. But here happens very interesting things, because I send all this data through Zapier to ActiveCampaign, and from ActiveCampaign I send it to Airtable. I have to think a lot of hours because I need to have very clear all the fields I need to help my content team in Airtable, because there are 6-7 persons working on the agenda simultaneously. So in the research I made with more than 15 platforms, only a few of them could have an interesting or useful platform to manage speakers. So it's very, very difficult to manage more than 600 speakers and more than 200 exhibitors and events. So we work with Airtable, and it's possible because Eventscase allows us to send through an API integration the agenda information and the speakers information to the app and to our website. Okay, and all this process is automated. It's true that this process is automated by a integration with a custom integration through the API, but we get updated in real time the speakers in the website and the speakers in the app. And there are things very interesting, like we can order the speakers by our own relevance or the relevance we consider. So it's very, very interesting for us. And we made it possible thanks to working ahead with Eventscase and with the content team, the marketing team in Startup Valencia. And it's a bit difficult, but we got it this year and it works very, very fine. So before that, I simplify a diagram that I needed to work, and I have all the fields we need for agenda, for speakers, and how the data are flowing between the distinct tools and the way they are following to arrive to the website or to the app from the speaker's registration or the agenda creation. This is a simple diagram, but I decided to not show the complete diagram because it's bigger than the screen.
It's not too friendly for a session like this, is it? Yeah.
It's very, very, very big. So at the moment, this is the integration. We automate it, and it takes us a lot of hours. And one of the improvements we earned with Eventscase is that I could think and coordinate by my own self. I don't need 4 or 5 people working on that. I only need to coordinate it with the IT team and with no-code tools like Zapier, ActiveCampaign, Airtable. So it's really easy when it's finished. It's very easy to manage.
Great, thank you. So, I mean, so powerful. I think when the first thing that most people think about when they hear integrations in our space is, connecting data to your CRM system. Yes, that's true. Having the same attendee information within your core business's database as well as your chosen events platform. Yes, that's important, but let's face it. This you may call it simple. I'm going to call that fairly complex. I guess it's subjective, right? But it enables working with different platforms. There are companies out there that are specialists in a certain area, like Airtable, and this workflow is only going to be possible with organizations that have the integration possibilities. You touched on it a couple of times. So with Eventscase, we have an open API. So we have no off-the-shelf integrations with any platform, but every single endpoint, every bit of data that is available within our platform can be called via an API. So that's key. Secondary to that, and again, Ismael, you mentioned it, we are proud to say that we are partners of Zapier. So if you wanted a more off-the-shelf solution, yes, you need a license with Zapier, which is, in the grand scheme of things, pretty accessible. But it just enables that off-the-shelf kind of mentality to connect with all these different various platforms. And again, that put all these different moving parts together, and that's how you can make a really, really complex event more lean, easier to manage, as you said, with less people as well. So the whole automation piece is so important.
Yes. Here we automate all the data. As we have all the data in our CRM and in Airtable, we can create real-time dashboards for our CEO, and because he is asking every day how many tickets we sold, which type of tickets we sold more, etc. So we can show in real time the tickets sold by month, for example, by day, by ticket type, and the income, the revenue for ticket, for month, etc. So it's a good tip to have, because all these automations allow us to have the data very to have the data sorted and and it helps us to waste less time talking with the CEO, because I sent him a link and he can see in each moment the the, 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 the sales and
A nice visual overview.
Exactly.
You know, who doesn't love a good dashboard?
This is an example. Our dashboard is more large than that. It's only some screenshots from our dashboard and without data to preserve the privacy.
And the raw data is obviously important. What you do with that data is super important. But you know, visualizing it within a database, a dashboard like this is, yeah, again, super important. Okay, so I'm conscious of time. I guess one last question, a two-part question for me. So, do you see room for improvement within within your event? And I guess it's kind of under the same umbrella. What learnings have you taken from the event?
Yes, always we are learning. Each day we are learning. So there are some things we have to talk for next year. We will organize the VDS 2024 in October. So we will start working in the next month. And
I was going to say, surely it's a year-round initiative.
Sorry?
Surely a year-round initiative for an event of that size. You're going to be working on it year-round, right?
I started working on VDS 2024. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, yes. I have to work as soon as possible because time means the clock doesn't stop. So we have to work very hard from the first day of finishing the past event. So improvements. I have to make a bit of wizard. It's correct, wizard with the data. So if Eventscase could send me the information, the price of the product, the promo code, or invoices through Zapier, it would make easier my job. So it's a improvement I think you can make, and we will talk about that. It's very interesting. And I think you are working on changing or managing the ticket type of registered people, because we have a problem, yes, is that we send the save the date and people registered the event, but for example, one person registered as attendee and then we choose him to be a speaker, so we have to change the ticket. So this managing is not easy, and I think you are working on that, and it would help us to the next year,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
And this session isn't about Eventscase. This isn't me doing a sales pitch, but you know, one of the things that I love about Eventscase is we listen to our clients, and we'll always do our best to implement improvements. You know, this is how we evolve as a company.
Yes, and the advanced dashboard, it's it would be nice, but I can manage that, but it could be a nice tip. And here I need to add the artificial intelligence for app. We would like to have artificial intelligence in the app to matchmaking, to search agenda, to find people with the same interest than the people that are searching. So I think it would be a nice improvement.
What session would be complete without talking about AI this year? Right? It's yeah, brilliant. So thank you as well. That's really good. Vanessa, do we have questions?
We have 5
Yes.
questions.
Okay.
Oh, 6 questions. Thank you both. Clearly a huge amount of work has gone into creating the stack that you have created. And the first question I'm going to ask, because I think this actually came in before you had then gone on to answer it, but I'm going to ask you anyway, just in case there's more that you might be able to share, which is which external tools were integrated in Eventscase at the VDS? And you showed us
Yes.
the map that flowed around. But just to be sure that we have given you a chance to share what might have been in that expanded map, if there were any other tools in there. I think it would be interesting for individuals to
The
know.
tools are the same. The tools are the same. The thing is that in the expanded map, I have all the flow of the data, because in the expanded map, we see the emails we send around all the life of the event, from
Great.
the people get the register up to the quality survey when when the event finishes.
Thank you. We will move on from that one, but just wanted to be sure it had been asked. So this one's a really interesting question. It's a time-based question. How long did it take you guys to create this wonderful data flow? 20 years. No, I'm joking.
Well, I was born 34 years ago, so no, I'm joking. It's very difficult because I learned a lot working in past companies, and the day we started, from the day we signed the contract to have all the integrations, more or less 6 months, more or less.
I think that's astounding. Absolutely astounding. I mean,
yes, because
well done.
Because the benefit will come for the next edition as well, because the foundation's already been set. Maybe other external tools can be added if needed, but I think now you have the foundation, it's going to make things much more streamlined and agile for the next edition.
That I mean is the most important thing. Signing a contract with a platform like Eventscase is the platform, of course. Choose the correct platform, but it's the time we need to organize the event. We need to sync with the platform before starting organizing the event.
Yeah, it's a great point.
It's absolutely necessary.
I think it actually segues quite nicely into the next question, which you may have actually inadvertently answered by sharing that this only took you 6 months to create. The question is this the first tech stack, or can you share any previous iterations that got you to this point? But based on this being 6 months, I'm going to guess this is the first one.
Before that, we have other platforms. Unfortunately, we had other platforms, and we have one platform for ticketing, one platform for the app. Sorry, that was Eventscase. We had other platform to manage the agenda. Other platforms to integrate all this tools. We had too many tools, near 8 or 9 tools. I didn't speak about that because it's very, very difficult, and it was a very bad time for me.
It was a dark time in your life, right? I mean,
yes.
Who wants to manage all these different dashboards, these different credentials to get in, different interfaces?
It's an horror, and it's worse than a horror film. So I prefer, we need to work with a platform, as we see, as we saw before. Eventscase cover the 80-90% of our technical events, so it's awesome because it's very, very easy to from the next years. Once we have the APIs and the Zapier integrations done, it's very easy to scale it to other events.
And quick question as well. One of the individuals has asked, aside from the back office, so the sorts of things that we're seeing here, did you integrate any other solutions in the event app, which I assume they're going to mean more front-facing solutions that the attendees or the sponsors may have actually been using themselves? So this is all stuff that you're using here, but is there anything that had to be integrated for the front-facing version of the event app?
So for Eventscase, we've worked with the likes of Slido, the great Slido. We can integrate their solution into the platform. Anything is possible with enough time and planning, and I guess in some cases budget as well.
If you've got the open APIs, then in theory, as you say, anything is possible. So I'm going to move on to the next question, because I love this question. If you were to start all of this tech stack creation from scratch, what would you do differently? I think that's for both of you guys, because you're going to share different perspectives. So if you were to start from the beginning, none of this has been created, but you know what you know, what would you do differently second time round?
We are working on BDS 2024, and my objective is to maintain the same structure now.
Stay as you are.
We will improve some things, but the integration works perfect, so it's awesome. We have all the data without issues in real time, in the app, in the website, and in the screens into the event. So it's very difficult to improve.
And is there anything you might have done differently about just the process of setting up the integration? So happy with the ultimate outcome, but anything that might have helped make the creation of the data flow that now exists a little bit easier on the way through?
I don't understand if we can make easier this process.
Yes, exactly. So you're happy with the final outcome, but anything that you would have done differently to get to the final outcome?
Maybe, but now I don't think the way, because the most difficult thing is to think about that. Once you have the idea,
vision. Yeah.
or the vision, you only have to connect Zapier between Eventscase, Airtable, Active Campaign, and it's so easy. The integration is really easy.
And I think from Eventscase's perspective, it probably comes down to time, right? So we've always had an open API. It sounds quite scary to people that don't have a technical knowledge or a team of people behind them that can create these integrations. It's fairly recently, in the 11 years of Eventscase being around, that we've started working with Zapier to make that kind of off-the-shelf integration possible for people that don't have that resource or skill or inclination even. So yeah, what would we have done differently? Maybe looked at the likes of Zapier sooner and made it more accessible sooner.
Great, thank you so much. There is one more question. How can we get the slides? Are we allowed them?
Come speak to us
right.
afterwards and we'll
Awesome.
happily give a copy over, maybe with some edits.
Having been
very
able to
sure.
stand a little bit closer to them, I would recommend getting a copy because there's quite a lot of detail that you probably can't actually see all of from where you are.
The Eventscase stand, no, maybe?
Yeah, so we're up at B44, up at a stand, so if you want to come and have a chat with me afterwards, then yeah, we can absolutely do that.
Fantastic. Thank you both so much. Ismael and John, let's give them a round of applause.
Thank you, cheers.
Thank you so much.